First off, I recommend you turning your brightness in the game all the way up, because even on the bright daylight maps like this, you will have moments like this, and you might die because of them. And even if you use a flashlight, you can see it's very tight, and it doesn't really light up anything. So once you turn away at least a little bit from this tiny area, you might get shot from that exact area, and you will not even see the guy. So let's go to options, graphics, basic graphics settings, and turn the brightness all the way up. Next thing you want to do, if your PC or console lets you do that, just turn the resolution scale all the way up too. It is gonna help with visibility. You're gonna have like a bit less blur and everything. The FOV is a personal preference. Go to advanced graphics. So you can safely turn off the shadow quality. You don't really need it for anything. I'll explain a bit later. You can turn off post-process quality. All of these kind of useless effects for graphics that just kind of blur your vision. That's kind of the only thing they do. And they also, of course, they make the game prettier. So if you care about your game being pretty, you can like try to experiment with it. I'll just say that for VFX quality, there is a little problem. Sometimes if you use VFX quality on low, your like some of your lasers, they might look weird. Like the dot on the end of the laser might blink instead of just being like visible all the time. So if you encounter this problem and that's like the only thing that bothers you, really the only thing that bothers you, then just turn VFX quality to high and it's gonna be fine. So you don't need reflections, you don't need ambient occlusion. And you can save VFX quality if you want, but yeah, we're not gonna use it for now. Keep anti-aliasing quality on Epic if you can, because for some reason, if you set it on low, it's actually more blurry. So yeah, Epic anti-aliasing quality and 150% resolution scale are the best for like visibility, for less blur. Especially like when you look far away, you're gonna notice that problem. Yeah, texture quality and view distance you can keep on Epic. It's better to keep them on Epic if your PC or console lets you do that. So yeah, obviously we don't use motion blur. Frame limit is a personal preference. Yeah, VSync as well. I mean, VSync, if you keep it, it might you might have some input lag, so keep that in mind. Turn it off if you want. Bounce light is for when your flashlight not only lights up like a little area you have, but also lights up a bit of like surrounding area. You could actually see that when I like demonstrated it on the wall, but it actually has a very little effect. Like it doesn't really light up shit. Like especially here, if we look at it, if we do not save the changes, no. So it doesn't really light up like the surroundings like a lot. So keep that in mind. I don't know why this saved though. Never mind. So yeah, turn this off. And bounce light, better keep it on anyway. I mean, it's gonna help you a little bit with the flashlight usage. So per object shadows, keep them enabled. You don't need shadow quality, but you need per object shadows if your PC can handle it. Because per object shadows is what enables the NPCs cast shadows on the surface. So sometimes you might see the shadow of an NPC before you see the guy himself. So it's kind of useful for gameplay. World decals, you don't need that. This is just like some stuff usually on the walls, some like garbage, some like graffiti or something like that. If you turn this off, you're just gonna have less like visual garbage on the walls, and it's gonna be a bit easier to spot suspects. Yeah, everything else is just preference, regardless like your performance and stuff like that, like FSR and DLSS. So yeah, let's try to apply these settings now. And look at that. Now we can actually see that there is a suspect there. Most of the job is done, of course, by turning the brightness all the way up. But yeah, like, especially in the moments like this, you need this brightness. The flashlight is gonna help even more. So, another thing you can do to see in areas like this, in dark areas like this, even on the bright maps, like especially if you want to keep your graphics pretty, like let's change them back to normal. Just all ultra basically. Now we can't see this guy. And the flashlight, we can see him only if we light it up like right directly at him. Even if we look like a bit far away like this, we can barely see him already. If I was clearing it like this, like pie in the corner, and he jumped out of this wall as I'm looking here with my flashlight, I will barely see him, and won't even react on him, and he will just kill me. So keep that in mind. So what you can try to do to kind of counter it, if you still want to use epic graphics on like default brightness, is using optic. Yeah, this is weird, but if you use optic, it lets you ignore this effect of being outside of a dark room. So you can see that with optic, it's a lot brighter, just like in here. And we can actually see the guy now without changing our settings. But the problem is we have zoom now. It's a bit uncomfortable. We have a lot less FOV anyway. It's almost just as we were just using the flashlight, right? Well, there's a couple of things you can do to counter it too. Go to options, graphics, and try to play around with world FOV and weapon FOV. World FOV scaling doesn't really matter. I didn't notice it changing really anything. So if you want to have less zoom, if I remember correctly, try to increase weapon field of view. Now you can see that, like, if we compare it to this door, we have less zoom now. We still have some, but it's less. And it's a bit more comfortable to move around. Like, we still have less field of view when we look into the scope, like, of what we actually see. Like, if I turn around from here, this guy can jump out from the left and he'll knock me up. But sometimes it might be better than flashlight, and I'll actually go ahead and try to give you an example when it is better than flashlight. And also, yeah, for making the zooming in thing less annoying, you can also try to decrease your world FOV. Like, if we decrease it to 90, you can see that now it actually makes the door smaller when we look at it through the scope. But it's not universal, like, for the distance. It still depends on the distance somehow. Like, if I move closer to the door here, the effect it has on the zooming in is already changing. So it also depends on the distance you're looking at the object from. So keep that in mind too. So real quick, I'll just change everything back to normal and show you when the optic might be also useful. So for example, here on the streamer map, let's say your team is moving up this way and you just want to look this way in case someone runs out, so you don't have to then come back here and like look for them, right? And you also like covering your teammates a little bit from below. And even if you use a flashlight here, it barely does anything. Like, it doesn't really let you see shit. Like, if I shine my flashlight over there, it doesn't help like at all. So here's when you can use optic, and it's gonna help you a lot better, especially if you use flashlight with optic. Like, now we can actually see in case the guy is on the wall right there, and we can even look here and see some of the guys there. For example, for comparison, if I turn this off, like, this is worse. It still looks a bit weird, but yeah, this is what you can kind of use for it. Also, for per object shadows effect, let's try to show you. Spawn random AI 1. You can see he casts shadow right now, and if I turn off the per object shadows, he does not. Even though I have shadow quality on epic right now, he doesn't cast any shadow. And I can even turn shadow quality all the way down, but enable per object shadows, and he's gonna have a shadow. So that's why you use the settings like this. So now let's change the settings back to what I was recommending earlier. You can see he still has a shadow. This one is still a bit dark. Can't really see much. But with the optic, it's gonna help a lot. You can see now it's so clear, it even looks fucking cooked. But yeah, you can definitely see what's going on now. Also, for optic and stuff like that, I just wanna say a couple of things about ADS zoom. So my take is, if you go for gameplay, there is ADS zoom. If you enable it, you probably have it enabled by default. The game zooms you in whenever you ADS. So why do I think this is bad, and why do I think you should turn it off? Let me try to explain. So what are, like, let's start with the downsides of ADS zoom. What are the downsides? The first downside is it kind of changes your like sensitivity, like how it might change like how you feel the way you aim, because your FOV changes. And sometimes, like, for some people, like how much better you aim or not depends on how much you are used to your sensitivity being related to your field of view. And this is changing like constantly like this, and it might be kind of annoying. And you have like more FOV by default, but then you zoom in, and this is what you get. So what are the positive sides? The positive side is you aim in, you zoom in, and you can see in the distance a bit better. But this downside is kind of countered with one argument. Ideally, in Ready or Not, you should be ready to fight at all times, right? Like, whenever possible, you should be ready to fight. If you're not ADS'd, you're not really ready to fight. Look how much my gun is shaking. This is not good. Like, even if we're standing up close with somebody, like, this is not really good. This is not good accuracy. And even if I like lean, it still shakes a lot more rather than if I just ADS. Then it's a lot more accurate than this. So ideally, you should be ADS'd at all times to have more accuracy. And if you are ADS'd at all times, even up close, because even up close, this shooting from your hip can fuck you up. And even up close, you are ADS'd. If you're ADS'd even in close quarters, then why have ADS zoom if your FOV is gonna be zoomed in all the time? Just if you want less FOV, just decrease it. Do not have this annoying shit zooming in and out. But also, there is one more argument to counter it too. Of course, if you're ADS'd at all times, you don't really have to deal with annoying shit like this, because you will stop ADSing only to open a door or like arrest a suspect. So if you're ADS'd at all times, you just ADS'd and you have the same sensitivity all over. But then also, like, why have ADS zoom anyway? So yeah, if you're struggling like sometimes with aiming and shit, try to turn off the ADS zoom. I would recommend to just disable it and don't bother, honestly. So, well, that's kind of it for the graphics. Oh wait, just a couple of more things. Yeah, you can also limit your FPS in your mirror gun if you're lagging when you're using it. And you can also limit your FPS in helmet camera. I think by default, when you press T with helmet, you enable helmet camera of your teammates, and it can really tank your FPS. If you still want to use it, but you don't want to lose FPS, you can try to limit FPS of helmet camera here all the way down to 10, and it might help you. Sometimes this setting doesn't work for some reason, like they recently broke it or something, but when it does, it helps you with performance. Alright, so next, we're gonna move to more advanced stuff, more advanced settings. This is unfortunately probably gonna work only for PC players, but it still does not require you to use any mods, which is good. This means even if you use that, you should be able to still play with console players. So let's close the game and go to... Wait. Yeah. Let's close the game and go to down this path. So for you, it's gonna be C users, your username, update local ready or not saved config windows. You might not have update folder here. It is hidden by default. I think to see hidden folders in Windows 11, you can press 3 dots over here, parameters, view. Let me try to search for it. I think it should be somewhere here. Yeah. So I think all the way on the bottom for you too is gonna be like hidden files and folders, and you just click like show hidden files, folders, and disks, and you just apply. And then you're gonna see update. Another way you can reach this folder is if you go to search in your start menu, % local updata %, and just click on that or click enter. This is gonna open the same local folder. Then to find ready or not, you can find it with your eyes, or you can just press on any row over here, press R, it's gonna teleport you to ready or not, or another folder with R, which is gonna be still easier to find ready or not. You go to saved, config, Windows. So here you need Engine.ini file. And by default, for you, it's gonna look somewhat like that. So all you need to do is paste a little text in there. I'll copy it from myself right now, but I will also write it in description of the video, and I think in the comment section, so you can copy it too. So this we do not need for now. So this section, you copy it, you paste it either under this big section here, or you can also paste it in here, or all the way to the bottom. You can try different options if something doesn't work for you. Like for me, it works even if I place it right here. And now I'll explain what it does. So r.Fog 0 turns off the fog in the game. The most perfect example you can think of is, I think, Nightclub. It has a lot of fog, and if you write r.Fog 0, it's gonna help you a lot with visibility. Anti-aliasing method. Yeah, you can turn off anti-aliasing to have less blur, but it might also make the game look a lot uglier with like squares and shit. So you can either use it or not. It's your choice. But if you write it like this, the game is going to ignore your anti-aliasing setting. And if you want to turn anti-aliasing back in the game, you have to go back to this file and just delete this row. For the video, I'm gonna keep it for now to just show you how it looks like. It might also help you a lot with performance. Anti-aliasing can be a bit tanky performance-wise for some people. And BloomQuality also helps you a lot. It kind of removes like a weird lens effect, or not lens or whatever, I'm not sure. And some other stuff, and makes the game look more clear too. For example, like the biggest example I can think of is on Narcos. If you remember Narcos map, towards the end, if you're standing at some angles, you can see the sun, and the sun blinds you really bad. It makes everything else look a lot less bright. You can't see shit, and you literally can only see the sun. BloomQuality 0 quite literally turns it off. So try that. Definitely try that. Alright. So then you saved Engine.ini file. Just Control S to save it, or like file save, doesn't matter. And then you can close it, or just keep it, doesn't matter. Whenever you wanna like cancel the settings you made, or like remove or whatever, you can just simply remove this section, or you can even delete Engine.ini file completely, and it's gonna be recreated when you restart the game again. So now let's start the game and look what we've changed. I'm gonna show you that it works even in safe mode. You can go to Ready or Not properties, select the launch option, play safe mod, no mods. So you can play with console players, and you don't have to like remove all of your mods manually from the folder. Another thing I wanted to say while we're here, personally for me, after some update of Ready or Not, I cannot really play on DirectX 12 for some reason. Whenever I try to launch the game in DirectX 12, it just doesn't really launch, it just closes back. And safe mode also uses Direct 12 by default. So if you're trying to play on safe mode and it keeps closing your game, what you can try to do is still choose it as a safe mode. And here in launch arguments here, you can write minus dx11, and it's still gonna force the game to use dx11 even if you launch it in safe mode. Alright, so let's try to launch the game now and see the changes. You can already see some changes in main menu. Let's go to streamer map again. Oh yeah, don't mind me not having SWAT AI. It's the other thing that is not counted as a mod in the game. Maybe I'm gonna make a video about it later, or I can just give you a link. It basically removes SWAT AI from your game. So you can see now it looks a lot more clear, and I can even see inside this perfectly with no optic. Like it's all visible, perfectly visible. If I do try to use optic, well, it kind of still looks like just before. So yeah. Let's go ahead and try to see inside the other room. Let's reopen the door like that. See, perfect, isn't it? Like now it's a lot better without fog and bloom. Yeah. And you can see some like squares and like artifacts from not having anti-aliasing, but it also makes the game look a bit more clear, but it's kind of weird, yeah. So another thing you can do, well, basically the video is over. I just want to show you a little bit more about graphics that you can experiment with. So I'm gonna close the game. I have to restart it with mods now. Like, yeah, this section is gonna require mods, but basically at this point you already can see everything. So this is just playing around. So for this, you might need a file. I don't remember where I found it, so I'll try to post it in description. You can also try to find it actually. Let's try to find it real quick. Unreal Engine 5 console help. Is it here? I'm not sure. All console variables and commands. HTML. I think it's here. Oh, so I just downloaded it. Okay. Console help. Yeah, it's this file. So in this file, there is a lot of console Unreal Engine commands you can try to use in Ready or Not. If you choose render here, this is like basically a shit ton of commands for graphic settings that you can use if you have console in the game enabled with mods, or if you use this Engine.ini file as well. So first I'm gonna show you the Engine.ini option, and then I'm gonna show you the mod option. But first, before you start the game, actually download the mod if you can. So if you download the mod, if you use the mod for it, you can change it right inside of your game. Play around with settings. You won't have to restart it. But the settings will also not save. You will have to reapply them every time. And you will not be able to play with console players because the game is going to think you have mods, which you actually do have mods. But if you apply these changes without the mod in Engine.ini file here, in render settings section, First off, it's gonna save the settings. So every time we restart the game, it's still gonna apply the settings you made here. And also you will be able to play with console players and with other people who play on safe mode and do not allow mods on their server. So, yeah, I will link the mod in description and the comment section, I think. For now, we're just gonna wait. Oh yeah, I'll just remind you how to install mods real quick, even though it's here in install instructions. But basically, you download the files. You can download all in one. Doesn't matter. Just read the instructions. Then you just right-click Ready or Not, manage, browse local files. It's gonna open Ready or Not folder, or it might be like in your Steam folder if you want to find it manually here like that. Go to Ready or Not, Content, Packs, and just place the mod right here, and it's gonna work. Place the .pack file, like you can see here, simple mod menu. All right. So, let's have a little example with Unreal Engine 5 console commands. First, I'm gonna show you how to use it without mods. For example, let's try Panini. Yeah. Let's search for Panini. So Panini is basically a distortion to the image you have in the game, and you can use it to make higher field of view feel more pretty. But you will also need more resolution scale, like higher, so it doesn't look really blurry. So what we're gonna use here, we're just gonna use this command, r.upscale panini d, and we're gonna make it 0.23. Yeah, and just start the game. If you want to know more about Panini and how it works, you can go ahead and Google it, because I I don't really remember shit about it, and I don't even remember kind of what these two commands do. I think screen fit is just like kind of how much screen is taken up, or fuck. Yeah, I completely forgot what it does. Sorry, but yeah, you can try to Google it, I guess. But most of the time, for what I'm about to do, it's enough to just have this command. Yeah, so now let's start the game. I'm gonna start it with mods, so I show you how to use a console to tweak your graphics settings at the same time. Let's launch this map again. Actually, let's launch the club, so you just see how the club looks like without fog. So yeah, I'll just show you a bit. You can already see it's a lot more clear, right? All right. So what I wanted to show you is this. Even if we up world FOV and weapon FOV all the way to the max, you can see that it doesn't. The game does not have the fish eye effect as much. Like even if I look at this statue, even if I turn away from this like this, it doesn't become as wide as it used to become if you turn your FOV all the way up to max. And once I'm gonna show you how to use console, we can even compare it on the video. So you installed simple mod menu. If you did everything correctly as index instructions said, you just press M. It opens the menu. You go to settings. You go to simple mod menu, and you enable show console here. And it's going to add a little row in here on the bottom. And you can use same Unreal Engine commands in here, except like you don't have to use the equal symbol. So for example, let's compare the fog option. Let's write r.Fog 0. Either press enter or press execute over here. So I enable, wait, it should be 1, yeah. Change fog back to 1. And you can see, it's like someone shit on my face. So yeah, definitely have it off, bro. Yeah, right now I wanted to just show you the effect of Panini. So we write r upscale Panini d 0. So it was 0.23, I think, when we wrote it in Engine.ini. So this is how our game starts. Now we're gonna change it back to 0. So basically disable the effect. You can see the distortion is a lot more now. Like you can see how much wider the statue becomes and how weird it all looks. I mean, you can get used to it, but you get what I mean. I can even try to show you this effect a little further if I change FOV to, let's say, 150. Yeah, on FOV 150, you can definitely see the effect. Now let's try to fix it with Panini. R upscale Panini D. We have to have a higher value now. Let's try 0.4. You can see now we don't have it as much. Actually, we almost don't have it. The cost of it is weird view model, but this is only for like extreme field of view values. If you just use default 120 in the game, it's gonna be fine. It's just that if you use like field of view higher than 120 with mods or settings, you might have problems. And we can also see that, like, if you look at the edges, you can see it kind of rounds up, and that's the. So it kind of replaces default distortion of like fisheye effect with the other fisheye effect. Basically, it's kind of like a GoPro, I think. So it's all a bit rounded, but I think it's a bit more pretty. Yeah. So here is how you can play on extreme field of view and still feel kind of fine, but also the problem is resolution scale. You have to have it all the way up to have less blur. As you can see, it's blurry as fuck in the distance. What if I use optic? Oh my god. Yeah. I think we can also try to change some of the other stuff to make up for it. Let me try to experiment. So if you go to the same folder here, go to config. No. Wait. Is it even here? Windows. Oh yeah, I think it's here, yeah. Windows and the same folder actually, and it should be game user settings. So these are the graphic settings you have in the game, and you can try to change them either from here or with the mod from inside the game. Keep in mind, if you change graphics in this text file and then you go into the game and change graphic settings again and click apply in the settings, it's gonna rewrite these settings you changed here. So if you change the settings here in the text file to some values that you cannot use inside the game, make sure you don't change the settings in the game after that. So it's not gonna rewrite all you did here. So I want to try to change resolution quality from the console. It's here sg.resolution_quality. We can actually, I think we can copy paste. Let's try it. Control V. Resolution quality, what if we make it like 200? I'm not sure it works. Maybe I have to do it some other way. 100. Maybe I have to press place equals here actually. Yeah, I'm not sure it's really changing much. Field of view. Also has weapon field of view. What if I just write it like this? Yeah, not sure if you can change that. Let's actually try to restart the game and see if we can change it. So, let's go turn upscale Panini D to 0.4 here. In-game user settings, let's go field of view 150, weapon field of view 150, and resolution quality 200. Let's see if it changes anything. You can also try to make the game user settings file, like change it to read only, so it doesn't actually change like when you change the settings in the game, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work. Let's try to start the club again so it's easier to compare. Well, I think it did change something. I think weapon field of view definitely worked. The weapon shouldn't be that far. Regardless, field of view, I'm not sure. Let's try to change field of view to 120. Oh, so this is 120. And this is 150. All right. Okay, I think it worked. I feel like it didn't work. I felt like it didn't work because of the weapon is so far away from me now. So yeah, I guess that's also what you can do. I'm not sure if resolution scale worked at all. Like, maybe we can try to make it even bigger. You can see that with these settings, even with FOV that high, we can still see like so far away. That's pretty insane, I think. Yeah. Maybe I even want to try to play like that a bit. I mean, that's kind of OP. I can literally stand like this and check this this window, this door, and the dance floor at the same time. Yeah. Alright, so I think that's everything I wanted to show you. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna end the video right here. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the comments. I will try to answer them if someone ever comments on that or if I ever read it. But yeah, I'll try to place the links in the description. I think I have to place the link for the mod and to download the file as well. Yeah, and I'll place the code, like, yeah, the code I used for Engine.ini file. Okay, bye.